Hey everybody, welcome back to the All Green channel. I'm Jimbo, glad you're here. I've got kind of an important video for you today, and that is looking through the blockchain and doing your own research. You hear it a million times, right? Every video, every YouTuber you watch, you see it in chats, and when people are telling you information, everybody's saying do your own research, do your own research. I'm going to do it right now on you. I'm just a YouTuber. You're going to have to do your own research. Everything today is just my own opinion. But this is something I'm going to hopefully give you a few tools, tricks, and just a place to start. Okay, we all just need a place to start to do our own research. And before you start investing into a company, into a project, a token, a cryptocurrency, specifically we're talking about today, it doesn't hurt to go through and do what I'm going to do with you right now. Maybe more in depth than what I'm going to show you because I just want to keep it short, simple, and sweet. But don't be afraid to build from what I'm going to show you today. Deep dive into something before you invest in it. Or if you're already invested into it, and you haven't done this, maybe look around and just get yourself a solid foundation mentally, a solid foundation of your confidence in a team or in a token or the token's contract. Make sure that you're comfortable with everything that you see because it's your money at the end of the day. It's your decision to make an investment or to take money out of it, and it's up to you to do all these things. Nobody's going to do it for you unless you pay an advisor. But many of us as long-term holders, we do make these decisions ourselves. I know I do. And many of us have made wrong decisions. I've made many, many wrong decisions, some fairly recently. And, had I done or built my foundation a little bit stronger in the early days before I made an investment, well, maybe I would have avoided that. And so really what I'm trying to do for you guys today is just get you a little information to start from. When you're looking through the blockchain, okay, it takes time and experience and patience. It's quite confusing, to be honest with you. I have not been formally trained in any of this. I have only gone through it myself and figured out what it is myself. And frankly, don't believe what I'm telling you today. Do it, look through it yourself, make sure that you agree with what I'm telling you, or, maybe get a little help from some expert, some Solidity developer that has more experience than myself. But again, I'm hoping to give you just some basic tools, some basic information. And that's the beauty of cryptocurrency, isn't it? It's decentralized in this particular instance where we're talking about the Binance Smart Chain. Which Binance's blockchain, that's what we're talking about. They call it the smart chain, and that's what we're going through today. I'm going to use an example of a current investment of mine, Green Life Energy, the GLE token, and we're going to go into it and look at that one as an example. This is a token. This is a company and a team that I'm very familiar with. I have gone through and done a deep dive, even as recently as last week, and gone through it and just had my foundation of confidence solid, built. And so, again, you can just go through it yourself, take a peek, make sure that you're doing this for you. And so what we're going to start with here, guys, and again, this is cryptocurrency. You all have the power of doing that. Again, a lot of people, they find that the beauty of cryptocurrency is that transparency, the ability to go in yourself and find and track and trail transactions, making sure that you or your investment is safe or at least up to par with your standards. So anyways, this cryptocurrency, GLE token, I've been in it for a while. All I'm going to do is go to their website. I'm going to grab their contract address. This is the address that you're using to purchase the token. If you're not familiar with purchasing tokens, I do have a video about how to purchase GLE. Just go back into my videos, or maybe I'll link it down in the comments below. and you can go through and watch that. But I'm going to take this contract address. I'm going to go to the Binance Smart Chain, the BSCscan.com website. This is where you can go through, you can track your own wallet. You can plug in your wallet's address. You can plug in the address to the token that you want to look at. You can filter however you want. You can search by transaction hash. Every single number on this website is unique, and there's millions of numbers. So there's everything is unique, everything is traceable all through the blockchain. And so what I did was I just pasted in the GLE token address, and everything, any transaction that has interacted with this contract address is going to be in these pages. You can see here there is a header bar of functionality. This is where right now it starts you on transactions. There's internal transactions, the BEP20 token transactions, contract, events, analytics, info, comments. Again, a lot of these things, I'm not super familiar with, but you can look around. This is within your power to do so. You can jump into the contract. You can see the code of this GLE contract right here. If you're a Solidity dev, you can probably read it. Now, I have no idea what some of this says. You can kind of look through it if you really want. It probably won't mean a whole lot to you. But if you wanted to get this checked out from somebody that might be more knowledgeable, it's all here for you to access. There is read functions. There is write functions. So you can do some queries here. You can find out the balance of a wallet if you have a wallet address. There's different functionality that you can see here. You can see the owner of this address. That's a big one right there. And in this particular case, the owner of this contract is a multi-signature wallet, I'm told by the team. And so that means I think there's 5 or 6 members of the GLE and the Mundius partnership team that have control over this contract. And what I mean by that is they can come up here and they can write functions. Now they do need all of the members of that wallet, all of the owners of that multi-sig wallet we just saw as the owner, to say, yes, I want to go ahead with this type of transaction. And then they can make changes or write certain functionality to the contract. And it's not just this token, it's not just this company. This is everything every contract I've seen on the BSCscan. Developers will put in functionality, and it adds that ability to change and adapt to the market in many ways. It's a good thing. These kind of functions are good. It allows, if you've got a team that you trust, it allows them to do what they need to do to keep being successful. So you can see there's multi-send tokens. They can renounce ownership of the contract if they ever wanted to. But again, anything on this, in my understanding, is all 5 or 6 of the owners of that multi-sig wallet would have to sign off on it and say, yes, I'm okay with us doing this. So that's a good thing. That is the kind of security I like to see within a contract, especially the owner of a contract. And if you ever have questions about that kind of functionality, the functionality that we're seeing here, go to the team and ask the questions that you have in your mind, okay? That's a good indicator right there, is how transparent the company is, how transparent the team is. If they say, oh well, we're not sure, or or they just don't answer you at all, maybe that's an indicator that you want to either look more into it, try to find somebody else with the answers, or just don't invest your money into it. So that's the great thing about this particular token and company. I've been able to interact with John Wood, the CEO, and our marketing guy Brian on a regular basis. Whenever I have questions, I shoot them over to them, and they're very transparent about about my questions, very transparent in letting me know kind of what's going on if I have questions about a transaction or if their ability to do anything with the contract. It's kind of important to know, right? So that's how I found out that multi-signature wallet authority is in place. Now, another really good functionality of this that I like to do is I go right to the token tracker. I click on, this says View Token Tracker page, and from here I can see how many holders there are of the token. I can see the total supply. I can go into holders and see how many of that total supply was burned. So the actual circulating supply is this minus this. I can see what all of the contracts that are in place. These are locked tokens that have special abilities, functionalities. And then I can start seeing all the holders of everybody here. Everybody that owns tokens will be on this list. And you can see there's almost 20 pages of holders, and how many tokens they hold, how much of the supply that they own, and how much it's worth in today's market value. And so this one right here, this A0002, we saw is the actual owner of the contract. We saw that in the last when we were looking in the contract. You can see here, this is the owner, and you can see they have a large portion of the supply, and you can go into this address and see every transaction that's taken place within it. That's kind of important. Again, as us, it open for investors like us, it opens up those tools. And again, most of us investors in GLE at least are long-term holders, and so ideally before we've gotten into this token, we've gone through all these things and made sure we built ourselves a foundation of comfort and our own personal comfort in this, in everything that we've seen when we're going through, transactions. We can go into this right now and see, the last transaction that's taken place within this owner's wallet was 4 million tokens sent to this address back about 54 days ago. And you can see all these 9 million token transactions out. They all went back, and you can see them right here. They happen to be these ones. They went to another contract. This was actually, in this particular instance, if you're wondering, this was when our partnership was built and signed, and the contract signed with Mundius, which is the investment company for Palace in Turkey. So with Birkenheimer and their CEO, their lead. And I believe Birkin to be one of the holders of that multi-sig wallet, one of the owners. So anyways, these came into existence at that time. We have the ability to go in and look at that transaction right here. We just click on that transaction, and we can see what the interaction, the contract was. You can see that's the owner of the contract. What we already know, it ends with 3 zeros and a 2, and from when it was, transaction fees, all that. There's information for us to track down and look at inside of this. And you can see all the transactions since 92 days ago. I believe this was, and this, somewhere in here was when version 2 started for this particular token. Again, we're just doing this as a general informational video. You can do your own research on any BSC token through the way I'm showing you here. Let's go back. This is our holder count still. We're in holders. And we can kind of see if there's been any interaction with this contract since it was created. Let's look. Nope. It looks like we had an executive transaction. This was a test run, looks like. In, out. Again, they're just testing it, making sure the wallet's looking good, everything's working good. And then boom, there's your 9 million. And then 58 days ago, nothing's happened since then. And again, that's part of the particular GLE Mundius contract that they signed. But it's a fair amount of tokens as holders. It's good for me just to poke my head in here and keep an eye on it. And there's the beauty of this openness and the transparency is it keeps a level of accountability here. If there's a company out there that launches a token that they're trying to hide everything, or they're not giving a lot of information, well, their holders can go and do this research, and it keeps them a little bit accountable, knowing that there is an educated community behind them that knows what's going on, and that accountability is good. It's a series of checks and balances. And again, I believe it to be a good thing. Anyways, there's more things here that you can look at. Here's the Pancake Swap liquidity contract. Okay, these are tokens that are living over on Pancake Swap, where you can buy and sell. And you can poke your head in here and see, almost 3 hours ago was the last swap function right here. And you can see the wallet that bought it, how much it cost them, BNB, all those little details. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little look at the blockchain through my eyes and kind of what I've looked at, and some of the different ways that you can look through the blockchain. And just again, I would encourage you to build that level of that foundation of trust in your own mind mentally, and you will be better suited to hear the FUD later on, because any legitimate program, any legitimate company is going to have those doubts, the fear thrown at you through somebody, some influencer someday is going to say something, and having that foundation built already will hopefully stop you from making a poor decision. So anyways, let's leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for following along. I really hope that you subscribe and stay along with my journey. I'm really hopeful to start expanding my content into more personal things. My wife and I, for instance, are slowly transitioning into a homesteading lifestyle, picking up animals and really trying to go green and a little bit more sustainable. So this is the All Green channel. That's kind of what I cover. Of course, I talk a lot about green life energy, but I'm hoping to expand. So definitely follow along if you're interested in anything like that. And let me know in the comments what you are interested in seeing in the future. All right, take care.